Imagine living in a world where questioning authority could cost you everything. Where speaking out feels like a risk, and those in power seem more concerned with their interests than the welfare of the people. If this sounds unsettlingly familiar, you're not alone. But this isn't just a tale of our times, it's a warning from history. Today we're diving into the wisdom of Aristotle, an ancient philosopher whose insights on tyranny might just help us make sense of the world we live in today. Aristotle wasn't just a thinker sitting in an ivory tower. He lived through the harsh realities of tyranny. Growing up in Athens, he witnessed the aftermath of the 30 Tyrants' brutal rule, a time when fear and repression were the norm. Later, he formed a close relationship with Hermias, a tyrant himself, giving Aristotle a unique first-hand perspective on how power corrupts. These experiences shaped his understanding of tyranny, making his insights not just theoretical, but deeply personal and practical. Insights that still resonate with the challenges we face today. So what exactly is tyranny? For Aristotle, it wasn't just about cruel dictators, it was a deeply corrupt system designed to benefit the rulers at the expense of everyone else. In his work Politics, Aristotle describes tyranny as a perversion of governance, a system where the ruler's interests are prioritized over the people's well-being. And while his description was rooted in the politics of ancient Greece, the parallels to modern political systems can be striking. Think about it, whether it's surveillance in modern states or economic policies that seem to serve only the elite. How often do we see leaders today making decisions that seem more about their gain than the good of the people? Aristotle summed this up perfectly when he said, "It is of the nature of desire not to be satisfied, and most men live only for the gratification of it." His warning is as relevant now as it was over 2,300 years ago. Aristotle noted that tyranny often doesn't arrive as an outright dictatorship. Instead, it creeps in through the cracks of existing political systems, especially during times of social unrest. In democracies, tyrants often start as populist leaders, those who claim to fight for the common people, rallying against the elites. But once in power, they manipulate these divisions to consolidate control. The story of Pisistratus in Athens is a powerful example. After his death, his sons Hippias and Hipparchus took over. However, their rule quickly became harsh, especially after Hipparchus was assassinated. Hippias became increasingly paranoid, leading to more oppression, which alienated the populace. Eventually, he was overthrown, ending their family's rule. This shows how even the most powerful tyrannies can crumble when rulers become too oppressive and paranoid. Once in power, tyrants employ a range of tactics to maintain their grip. Aristotle observed that they target the wealthy and influential, confiscating property and exiling rivals. They keep the general population poor and dependent, control information, and use fear to keep people in line. Consider how today, economic policies and constant surveillance often benefit only a few, echoing Aristotle's warnings. But Aristotle reminds us, a tyranny is not destroyed until some men come to trust each other. The tactics tyrants use to keep people fearful and isolated often backfire, sowing the seeds of their own downfall. Whether through bold acts of resistance or internal incompetence, tyranny is inherently unstable. Even those who inherit power, like Hippias, are often overthrown when their oppressive actions push people too far. Aristotle saw that tyranny is inherently unstable. The intense hatred it generates among the people often leads to bold acts of resistance. Whether it's through organized movements, whistleblowers from within, or just the sheer incompetence of those in power, the downfall of tyranny is often inevitable. Even those who inherit tyranny, rather than seize it themselves, like Hippias, are prone to losing it quickly when their actions push people too far. As history shows, when rulers tighten their grip, people's desire for freedom grows stronger. Aristotle's insights remind us that the methods tyrants use to stay in power often end up being the reason they lose it. Aristotle's analysis of tyranny isn't just a lesson from the past, it's a powerful tool for understanding the challenges we face today. His work in politics has shaped political thought for centuries, offering a foundation for how we understand governance and the misuse of power. So, what about you? Do you see any parallels between Aristotle's observations and the world we live in? Let's discuss in the comments below. And if you found value in this exploration of Aristotle's timeless insights, make sure to like, share, and subscribe.